Good evening, Learning Geeks, and welcome to the 6th Daily Dallas Weather Report. Today, at the ASCD Conference 2013, Day 2, it was all about focusing on people. Get it? Focusing on people. Okay. Had enough. First of all, we kicked off with Ken Robinson, who reminded us of the importance of finding people's passion and tapping into the element that makes people love their work. He is traditionally known as someone who talks about how traditional schooling kills creativity, and he's calling out for something where we can create the environment whereby different people's predispositions to act in different ways can be more aligned to their own talents. It was a call to action from Ken Robinson. Then I went onto the neuroscience session of David Rock at David Rock 101, who said that basically everything that we think we're doing to develop talent may not have the effect that we imagine because we're not thinking about what's going on up here. For example, when we give feedback to people, it's really scary. It's as scary as thinking you're going to die, says David Rock. This means then that much of what we do in performance evaluation and management meetings doesn't really have the impact we expected because people are not primed to be receptive to things. He can prove all this with the research. Check out his work. That was the first session. The second session with Francis Wade at F. Wade was talking about some best practices for learning design that we might easily overlook, but if we do, we're not going to get the change in behavior that we wanted when we were doing our learning initiative in the first place. People need clear objectives about what behaviors are expected from them. They need to understand for themselves how to measure that and see it in their behavior, and they also need to have some autonomy in post-training activities so they can themselves create their own network for learning support after the formal training moment. Traditionally, as a learning person myself, as an HR person myself, I would think that I should provide all those things to people so that they can get what they need after the training. But Francis Wade says, no, autonomy is key. So we've got Ken Robinson talking about passion. We've got David Rock talking about thinking about how your brain works. And then we had Francis Wade talking about the different things that we absolutely must do to bring the right learning experience to our people. And that idea of bringing the right learning experience was also seen in the final session I followed with Disney about the awesome way that they bring customer service to the Disney's theme parks. It's about exceeding expectations through attention to detail. And when we heard Stu Levine tell all his wonderful stories about customer service, very cool session, very funny by the way, when we heard all those stories, we could easily see, or I could easily see, and I've written about this in my post, how we could translate some of those things into the learning experience. So, as you know, I've been blogging my way through the day. My efforts here have been sponsored by Kluwer in Belgium, who've been really supportive of the trip, and they're also posting some of the things within their network that Meek Wouters and Greetje Govaerts have been talking about. So check all that out and see if you can spot the thin red line for Day 2. For me, it was all about focus on people. Thanks for watching. Sleep well. Scary face.